Well, good morning, YouTubers. How are you today? I hope everyone watching is well. Welcome to another episode of Lima Charlie. Reporting from you down here on Lima Charlie, and it's a beautiful sunny November day, and I have no business wearing long sleeves, but that's what I wore because it was cold this morning. It'll be warm for about 2 hours and then it'll be cold again. Anyway, I wanted to apologize for not having put out a video in so long, but to be honest with you, I've been doing some filming. I've been doing a hell of a lot of work, and so this video is pretty much a recap video of what I've been up to for the last 2 or 3 months since I put out my last video. The main projects that I've been working on and that are now complete are a complete electrical overhaul, both the AC and DC systems. I installed a new water pump and accumulator tank so that I have running water in the boat now. I painted the port side of the hull. I prepped, primed, and painted the port side of the hull, which was an incredible grueling task, and I'll try and explain to you why. The other thing is some woodwork inside the boat, which I'll show you in just a minute, and that is about it. So this video is really intended to bring all the viewers up to date on what I've done and what I'm going to be doing and that kind of thing. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy the video. See ya. So the first thing we can talk about is the paint that I've done on the port side of the hull. You can see, and if you look at or remember some previous videos, this side of the hull had some fiberglass paint, patch from where they'd run into the side of the dock, I'm assuming, or another boat or something, and they did not paint over it. They just did the fiberglass work. So now it's all sanded, painted, filled, and primed, and all that kind of stuff. And just to give you an idea of how good this looks as compared to how it used to look, all you have to do is come over here and look at the starboard side, and you can see that it's not near as shiny. You can see that the blue stripe still exists over here. You can see some of the patchwork they did here and did a lousy job of painting over it. So just a day and night difference. And I can't tell you, as I said before, how difficult this was, because what I had to do is I had to lay down, reposition the boat numerous times, lay down on the finger of the dock here, and reach over and sand and prime and paint this hull. It took me about 3 to 4 weeks, as I recall, to do this, but I'm very pleased with the results, and I can't wait to do the other side. Unfortunately, we're running into winter months, and it's going to be really wet, and I can't do the other side, which is always in the shade, by the way. So that's it on the paint of the hull. The only other thing I'll mention is you can see there where it says B30, that is art work, I'm going to call it, and I am not an artist by any means, so I'm going to have to hire an artist to come over here and paint that. I'm going to paint it a navy blue and then have her or him repaint the stripe that comes all the way down the side here. I could probably do that, but I'm not going to try because I'm pretty sure I'd F it up. So anyway, let's move on in and we'll go to the next project. One of the minor jobs that I did, this hasn't been finished very long, is I actually bought myself a sewing machine. I bought myself some Sunbrella blue, I think it's called Pacific blue canvas, and I made this awning, bimini extension, whatever you want to call it, and it serves two purposes. One is when I come down here when it's raining. As I stand there taking the slats out of the companionway and unlocking the boat, etc., it provides me shelter from the rain. And then secondly, it provides shade from the sun inside the salon, inside the boat. The next thing I'll share with you is this frame that's behind the settee here on the starboard side. You may recall, if you've watched any previous videos, that this used to be just a white wall with a couple of oval holes in it that you could put stuff in and lose it. And so I tore all of that out. I redid the shelf on the bottom, and then I put some padded coverings in the back here to give it some, I guess, a classy look, if you will. Anyway, I made this out of redwood, which I regretted after I got into the project, because redwood really dense. It's a soft wood. It just messes up real easily. So I was always having to watch out for that. But in the end, I'm happy with what I have here. It's just heads and shoulders above what was here before. I really liked what I did here with the radio, the VHF radio. Mounted it in this door, the hinge door, and if I can get it open, you can see that you can see the get to the back of the radio. You can get to all of the wiring if you need to, and then it locks in place. So I'm very happy with that. So here's just a quick shot of the chart table, as they call it, the cabinet underneath, which is kind of full of junk, and the selector switch and breakers. All of this is brand new, and you will see more details on this project later in the video. But again, with this, everything works fine, and this goes kind of hand in hand with the overhaul of the AC/DC systems. They're completely brand new throughout the boat, all the way for the AC system, all the way from the shore plug all the way to all of the outlets in the boat, which I've added. And you know, on the DC side, everything's new. So I feel much more confident and safe with the boat, having done all of that. Okay, here we are down in the hole. This is a place that I've spent quite a bit of time, especially here lately, installing this, but it is a joy to have. So this is my 3 gallon per hour water pump. This is the PEX. I use PEX tubing pipe to run the water from the freshwater tank that's in the salon to the pump, and then the water comes through the hose here into the pump. The pump pumps it into the accumulator tank, and then it goes out and back into where it can exit the faucet. So for the first time since I've had the boat, I have running water, and it's a wonderful thing. At first, I only installed the water pump, but as you can imagine, and if you've experienced it, you know that when you turn on the water, it comes out in spurts because it's just coming out as the pump pumps. So the purpose of the accumulator tank is that it is pressurized inside to about 12 psi, and when the water is pumped into it from the water pump, it builds up pressure, and so when you turn on the faucet at the sink, it comes out in a steady stream due to the pressure inside the accumulator tank. So it makes all the difference in the world having this rather than just the pump. But that's the setup here in the hull, or some people call it the cockpit locker. But anyway, it turned out really good. You can see the patch that I had to put on here because it was hard finding where this PEX pipe was supposed to go to. So here we are back in the galley area, and that's where we were, out there underneath that cockpit locker lid. So the PEX pipe runs all the way underneath the countertop here and comes out underneath here. And I'm not going to expose that area because it's a pain in the butt and it really isn't that exciting to see anyway. But you can see down here where the foot pump used to be, and now you can see water coming out, which I absolutely love. I mean, this is such a gift. That was a long time coming, so I really like that. So that's about it for updates on all of the projects that I've been working on over the past 3 months. Now I'm going to show you some video of how some of these things came about and the process involved in that kind of thing. So I hope you enjoy, and I look forward to seeing you next time. I decided yesterday that I was going to try and call in a professional or semi-professional to at least give me some guidance on this, if not actually do some work. And I didn't get a call back from 2 different people. So I'm thinking maybe I revealed too much information about what I have here and what I want to do. So for that reason, and plus after giving it some thought, I'm going to try and do this on my own. And basically my plan is that I'm going to pull all these wires out of here one by one and label them. And I'm going to find out where they go to, where they came from and where they go to. And then what I would like to do when this project is nearing an end, I've got all these wires out of here and have a general idea of what the situation is. I'm going to seal up and recut this opening that you see here, and I'm only going to have the selector switch and these switches in this area. None of these wires will be there, and obviously I'm going to need new breakers. You can see how these are kind of corroded. All right, well, welcome to day 3. What you're looking at here is what used to be up here. And this is that old ugly yellow countertop stuff, which will get recovered. But I had to take that off in order to expose everything here. And yes, this is, for me and for anyone who's not an electronics electrician expert, this is quite an intimidating look that I have here. But believe it or not, in spite of the fact that I have about 10% confidence in what I do electrically, I think I have a decent understanding, believe it or not, of what the heck I'm looking at here. And the reason I think that I am relatively confident in what I'm looking at is that so many of these wires that you see here that are going in all different directions and all beautiful colors, they go to things that I don't use on this boat. An example is the spreader lights on the mast, the macerator in the head area. I don't use that because there's no number 2, it's only number 1. So what my goal is 2 things. One is to get it to the point where I can run the motor. So the batteries are still in place down here. I've just pulled the battery cables out. But the batteries are still in place. The engine's still over here. The second thing that's going to happen that is a priority for me, pretty much everything that's left in here right now is AC related. So it comes from the shore power. This is the battery charger. And this is the battery charger switch here to turn on the charger to charge the batteries. And this is the only, at this time, the only AC outlet on the boat. So I'm not messing with the AC system at all at this point, but eventually I'll get around to that. And my preference would be that I have a professional come on board, someone who's very knowledgeable in electronics, and rewire the AC system, perhaps even all the way to the plug-in where the shore power plugs into the boat, and from there all the way up to here, and add additional outlets around the boat. So that's my long-term goal. Okay, here's a little update on the electrical project. As you can see, I have relocated the battery charger, which, by the way, is a lot heavier than I thought it would be. It's probably about 15 pounds or so. I didn't think it would be that heavy. But anyway, so if I haven't mentioned it before, I did bring in a professional electrician to do the AC wiring, to redo the AC wiring, and you can see that coming down there in the white cable, 3-strand cable, and that goes at this point to the electrical socket here, which I have things plugged into, and it also powers the charger, which is this on-off switch. So that's done. The guy is coming back tomorrow, is scheduled to come back tomorrow, and he's going to redo these wires with the same cable. And then what I did today is I ran the cable. You can see the bundle down there at the bottom. I ran the cable in the route that it needs to go, so through that hole, down by the battery bank. And it goes here through the engine compartment, and obviously it's not permanently secured. Comes along here along the top, or excuse me, along the bottom of this bulkhead, and then it comes out here where it rests, waiting for the guy to come tomorrow to hook up the box, the cut box, and the socket. And here's the cord ready for him to do his thing. So it shouldn't take that much of his time to do that. And then, so that will give me AC power over here in the galley area. And what I'll do is I'll just plug in this multiple plug-in box here. I'll just plug that into this socket, and it won't be the most attractive thing in the world, but that's about the best that I can think of to do. So, and then so I'll have a AC socket over there. I'll have this AC socket, and then we've already run the white cable back here to the head area, and you can see the plug-in over there. So now my next phase of the project will be to rerun the red battery cables that will go from the positive post. I just left the negatives in place. So the positives will go from the positive poles on the two batteries, run up here into the compartment, and then the, let me show you this, by the way. And this is the new and improved breaker box panel. This is the old selector switch, and then over here will be 6 breakers for different accessories on the boat. You can see this one here. These are all marine grade things, so that'll be in place. The chart table will be in place here, and will be covered. We'll cover that yellow with the other, like I have in the galley, as I mentioned earlier. What's the last thing? Last thing is I'm going to have a negative and positive bus bar here. I think I had said in an earlier video I was going to do it over here on this side, but I'm going to keep this clean and put it on the inside back here on the board that holds the battery charger now. But now I can see the gauge on the charger and see how many amperes it's putting out. That's about it. So battery cables are next. I'm really proud of this. It turned out really good. I've got brand new breaker switches. This is the same selector switch box, but I cleaned it up a little bit, and of course the wood that this is mounted to is all new. And if you'll recall from previous videos, you'll know that this wiring in here was just an absolute nightmare. And so I redid all the wiring, and as I was doing that, I was thinking, okay, when I need to access this wiring, how am I going to get to it? Because otherwise I only have this little access area here, which doesn't even get you back to where the bus bars are and all that kind of stuff. So what I did is I left this so that I can pull it out and access the entire thing. So here's all brand new wiring. I took my charger, my battery charger, and it used to be mounted over onto the side, and you could not read the gauge that showed when your batteries were charged. So I remounted that. I installed this piece of plywood here and remounted it so that it's facing forward, and now I can see what's happening with my batteries as they're being charged. So new bus bars, and like I said, new wiring, and everything is pretty neat and orderly, certainly head and shoulders above what how it used to be. So that's